Hello and welcome back to another episode of our podcast, the Challenge Co podcast. I am your co-host, Sai.
And I'm Cameron.
Your other co-host.
I can't believe it. 3 weeks.
3 weeks. 3 weeks in a row.
Unbelievable.
I had faith. I know we start the episode every single week by saying we are our own haters and whatnot, but here we go. Here we are. Back again. Coming at you through the internet.
Coming at you. Yes. No, thank you to everyone who has watched them and listened to them so far and left us their comments, likes, questions. We appreciate them a lot.
Keep
them coming.
Very much indeed.
Yeah, no. Should we say what's going to happen in this show?
Yes. Please go ahead.
Okay. So to begin with, we're going to have another discussion as usual, what's been happening between Sai and I this week, and also a few other interesting bits in the news.
Yeah. We got some questions as well from last week on our Instagram that we're going to answer. And please keep sending those in to our Instagram and our email, challengeco123@gmail.com.
Yep.
But to begin with, how have you been, Cameron?
I've been good. Actually, no. Hay fever's really kicking my ass this week.
Yeah.
The eyes just balloon. It's not very fun. Always fearing going outside. Well, actually, I think people have been fearful of going outside for months now.
Yeah, I was going to say that's not really. It's not really.
Yeah.
Just limited to hay fever, but it is. I guess it is. Any naked men this week?
Not as many as we would have liked. So very disappointing about naked men this week.
I mean,
I've stayed inside.
Good for them, you know.
Good for them. No, not too many. I'll tell you one thing that's been quite horrific this week, other than my hay fever.
Oh yeah.
I got bitten on my leg by some weird animal.
Right. Okay.
Mid-bite as well. I just felt something and went to slap it away.
Right.
And then suddenly blood's pouring out my leg and this and that. And then over the next few days, it's blown up like a balloon.
Oh my God.
I think I could be either dying or got spider's powers now.
Okay, have you done the thing where you shoot put your hands together and whatnot? Like in Spider-Man?
Like that?
Yeah, like that. Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but currently it's not working yet.
Maybe it comes out of other areas. Have you thought about that? That could be...
I'll leave that up to your imagination, son.
Brilliant.
Where those other areas could be.
But,
yeah.
What is it? Sorry, was it a spider that bit you, or was it actually something else?
I think it was a fly, some sort of fly.
Oh,
I don't know.
Okay. Well, it could have been a fly, and it's now laid its things in you.
That could be what the massive swelling is. You're right.
What's it called? I think it is in the Amazon that this is a concern. Not really in England. It's like the botfly. Yeah.
Is that where I think they spoke about that once on Top Gear.
On Top Gear, yeah.
It lays its larvae and they eat through to the surface.
God, that's no.
An agonising, either death or just horrendous. Would you rather just die? Sorry.
Would I rather just die?
Yeah. What I mean by that, not on your leg.
Oh my God.
But
So the guy that they talked about, it happened behind his ear, yeah.
Yeah.
And he could hear it eating away. Yeah. That's the thing though, if he heard it, he must have been in a lot of pain.
A lot of pain, a lot of discomfort. I think I would have just been, please. I guess he would. I think the other thing is he wouldn't have known exactly what it was if he was trapped in the middle of the Amazon.
Yeah.
Not being with any doctors and he's just hearing these things gnaw away at his head.
It's not very nice.
Not great. Well, hopefully I haven't got that.
Yeah, well, keep us updated.
We'll do. No worries.
I just a little note for everyone. I will be presenting a podcast alone next week because Cameron will have died.
Yes.
From his injuries. Video coming soon.
Yeah. I'd like some nice words said about me though.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
There's only one word, one sentence that needs to be said. That ass.
That ass, though.
That ass, though. That's it.
Well, so yes, that's a bit of what's been happening with me. What about you, Si?
Not too much. Again, we're still in lockdown, so just nothing is really going on. We've got a new mic. Mics.
You have a new one.
I'm using a new mic.
Hopefully, it sounds a bit better for you guys at home.
Yeah.
Mine isn't though. Mine is the same.
Yeah. We're going to get you updated at some point. I'm going to send it over at some point.
Hopefully.
But not too much has changed with me, unfortunately.
No.
I just do the same old.
Learn any new songs this week on the old
guitar? What did I try to? I tried to learn Smooth, seeing as we talked about that last week.
Oh.
I can play like the intro.
All I want is to hear you play Smooth.
I will play Smooth for you at 10,000 downloads. So keep listening and keep downloading.
Just for me.
I
love that song.
But yeah, I started learning that, so I'll try and get through. The thing is, though, when I learn songs on guitar, I always just learn I learn the bit that I really like, and then just leave everything else. So when people are like,
really
like the intro and like the solo, well, I can't play the solo because it's too fast for me at the moment.
Okay.
But people will ask me if I can play a song, and I'll be like, oh, well, I can play this, but only this bit.
Right.
So that's I think that's a lot of guitar players though.
Do you just play it on loop though, like that same bit for 3 minutes?
What do you mean?
So that it classes as the whole song.
No, I'll just like sort of freestyle around it.
Nice.
So I'll like put some chords down, put that on like a loop pedal so it keeps looping.
Right. And
then play over it.
My other question.
Yes.
Especially when you're playing Santana.
Yeah.
Do you make the facial expressions?
I can't obviously see myself. I do. This is weird to admit, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay.
I do play in front of the mirror sometimes.
You play in front of the mirror, you vain bastard.
It's not vain. It is vain. It is vain. But
it is vain. I thought you were looking at yourself like, am I doing the correct technique? Or no. It's just you feel yourself. You're in front of the crowd.
Pretty much.
John Mayer.
Yeah, pretty much. I want to see what I look like, but I obviously I can watch myself on a video, but the video is more focused on like the fretboard, you know.
Right. I think that's even more vain if you record it.
What do you mean?
Just purely look at yourself.
Oh no, I don't do that. I put it on Instagram so that I can get people to tell me how good I am instead of knowing how good I am.
Clever boy.
Sorry.
Responses? Have you had any responses from a female nature to your
of a female nature?
Playing?
I've had a few, but nothing that's been invited. You know, nothing that I've wanted. Sorry.
So it's been worthless.
Yeah.
Guitar's worthless. Okay.
But that's what the guitar's for. You know, it's for relaxing and pulling girls. Or guys.
Have you relaxed?
I've relaxed a lot.
Have you pulled anybody?
I have done in the past.
Have you?
Yeah.
Details.
I can't do that. Again, I'm not going to expose myself.
10,000 downloads?
10,000 downloads. There'll be a little expose piece on my Instagram doings. People,
please, I want to hear Santana. You want to hear about Si's DMs. Let's get it done. 10,000, it's not that many, is it?
I think that's quite a lot. I think that's like that's a big podcast number.
Well, maybe within the next 10 years.
Yeah.
We'll find out about your Instagram DMs.
I'll be married by then, though, to one of these Instagram girls, and I can't talk about it. Well, so make it happen quick, people.
Make it happen quickly, yeah. No, get it done. Get it done, people. So you've learned a bit of Santana this week.
A bit of Santana.
Have you been doing any uni stuff or not really?
Yeah, I've still got a couple of essays to crack on with, so I've been doing those. How's your old dissertation-y thing coming? Your research thing?
Horrendous.
Do you want to tell the people what your paper is on? Are you allowed to do that?
But yeah, it's not like some.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, it's not like when you make a new film, like
No.
the next Avengers, you're sworn to secrecy.
Of course.
I don't think people care so much about my work, but
I care.
sure.
The people care.
Okay, fine. I am researching the effects of the anti-refugee policy on the likelihood of those refugees, or not just refugees, actually, on the effects of extremism occurring in the host state. So basically, I'm looking at if a country has a negative policy towards refugees, whether that will increase the likelihood that those refugees who are withstanding those policies become obviously frustrated and then lash out in an extreme way.
Okay.
But also I'm looking at what effect those policies have on establishing a culture of anti-refugees within the country. So if, let's just take Hungary, for example, as their government is quite openly against refugee intake and refugees themselves, it can establish quite a far-right extremism network of nationalists within the country where they feel that, if the government is anti-refugees, then surely they won't clamp down so hard on me if I, petrol bomb a mosque, or that's just a complete.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah, I get you.
Hypothetical example, but you see what I mean? Like,
Well,
even if a lower form of extremism just being racist online, you see that sometimes often increase in countries where the government is anti-refugee. So that is what I research.
Amazing.
There we go.
Such a clever boy.
Well, it's not really. That's why I'm having the difficulties, because at the moment I'm trying to work out the statistics behind it.
Yeah.
But I know literally zero. Not zero statistical stuff, but how to use the technical software.
Right. Okay.
And as I can attest to, I'm just so technologically the opposite of advanced.
Inept is the word you're looking for.
That's the one I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Right. So, and because of this damn lockdown, I haven't been able to see my tutors.
Yeah.
Who were supposed to be literally holding my hand through the statistical software stuff. So I've been stuck on this for 2-3 months.
Brilliant.
So it's like trying to teach a fish how to
do non-fishy things.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's like.
That's exactly what it's like. Cameron, you're quite good with your vocabulary. Do you have like a word of the day?
A word of the day?
Yeah. This doesn't have to be a segment. I'm just interested if you have a word of the day, like a word that you've heard recently that's like, oh yeah.
Okay. And oh yeah. Vernacular.
Or vernacular. What does that mean?
Someone's vernacular. I think that's light vocabulary, right? Like, you have a good vernacular.
The language or dialect spoken by the ordinary people in a particular country or region.
I'm hoping you've actually just searched that up, and that wasn't just your so.
That was my intellect just coming through. Sorry.
So that's what I've been doing this week, suffering from a rotting off leg, and trying to teach myself software stuff,
which is just horrible in both senses.
I don't know which one I prefer.
Yeah. But, are there no YouTube tutorials on it?
There are a few, because I do a software called SpaceX. Okay. But they are unbelievably boring.
Okay.
I don't know what I was expecting. I think I was expecting, I wasn't expecting like fireworks going off.
No, but you were kind of expecting like you to be Tony Stark, and you've got Jarvis just doing things for you.
Exactly. And so I get about 2 minutes into them.
Yeah.
And I'm gone. I'm just turned off. So.
And you're a hard man to turn off as well. So.
I'm a hard man to turn off, but it does it easily. If you want to put on an SPSS tutorial video,
go for it.
Works wonders.
Great for insomniacs.
Exactly. Oh, damn it. But so yeah, I don't really. I should do. I know I should teach myself better.
Yeah.
But it's a slow, laborious process.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, shall we go into a few news?
Yes.
Bits of the week.
could talk about what I missed last week.
Yes, right.
Which is the SpaceX launch.
Okay, and that happened about 10
that
days ago, probably, or
happened
something? Even more.
Hold on, I can't even remember now. It's like last Saturday, last Friday, something like that.
Yes.
Which is pretty cool.
It should have been in the last podcast, weirdly.
It should have been, but I think it might have been just after we recorded it. It happened.
Okay.
But either way,
Here we are.
They have now. They've launched. Launch was fine. The rocket that's supposed to come back landed perfectly.
So sorry, Simon.
Yeah.
I again, technology type stuff.
Okay.
I know little about it. I know that this is one of your areas.
Right.
So, and you're a big Elon Musk fan.
Well, I think he's all right. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily a fan, but okay.
Okay, fair enough.
So the rocket will take off, and then the pod that the crew are in, that goes off. That does its orbits. That goes up to the ISS.
Yeah.
And that will dock, and it's actually all docked now. It's all fine. But the rocket itself, once it's detached from the pod, will use tiny little thrusters on the top and the bottom, and obviously the main thruster that takes it up to come back down and land on a drone barge.
On water, is that right?
Not on water itself, on a barge. Okay. So it's a barge controlled. It's a drone. So someone figures out where it's going to land. They move the landing pad on the water, and then the rocket will just land vertically on the barge. So
it's on the water.
Yeah, but on a barge on water.
Yeah, no, I didn't expect the rocket to fall down and then
no.
Perfectly balance itself on water.
But they have also landed it on land and stuff as well, and that's worked as well.
So is this why it's such a unique thing? The fact that the rocket's been able to come back down without just being chucked back into
yeah. Obviously there were a lot of failed attempts, but yeah, they did well.
They did well,
and it's now back in. I think where the rocket landed, it was in Ireland.
Oh really?
Yeah. So it was just insane to think. The pod was some 40 kilometers in the air. And by the time it was in in orbit, the rocket had landed in Ireland, and it's been 14 minutes or something.
That is crazy.
Imagine what that would do for travel,
What if it was that quick?
If it was that quick.
Would you? Okay, here's a question.
Yeah.
Would you like travel to be that quick? Because I'm someone who quite enjoys. Maybe it's because I haven't done it too much.
Mm-hmm.
I quite enjoy the process of traveling to a destination. I feel like I've earned it once I've got there.
It depends. I mean, I think obviously we've come from different experiences of traveling.
Mm.
I think that does make a big difference. When I've traveled, it's not a fun experience all the time.
Okay.
And I've had more bad experiences traveling than I've had good.
All right.
And don't get me wrong, I do have really, really good times, where I'm looking forward to the travel and I look forward to the journey.
Mm.
But that's only because of the people. For example, most of the time I travel to see people and see parents and family.
Yeah.
And that's usually just because I have to. So it usually means getting on a ridiculous flight at 3 a.m. in the morning or something stupid like that. Or, for example, I've had so many times. So I'll give you a little story. I once went to India to visit my relatives. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I was supposed to go for a week, and I ended up there for almost 2 weeks through no fault of my own. So I got there. So on the way over to India, my flight was delayed.
Yeah.
And then the flight that I was supposed to catch on the way back was cancelled.
Okay.
So they booked a replacement one, and I missed that one. I was too late because the traffic in India was ridiculous, and I just didn't expect it. So I missed it,
Okay.
And then by the time I could figure out another flight back, it was 2 weeks later, and like that, and it was just not a very, very good time.
No, I appreciate that. My question to you is,
Yeah.
you didn't expect very bad traffic in India.
I should clarify. Like, I did expect bad traffic. It was just a lot worse than even
you'd expected.
Than even like my uncles who lived there, for example, expected it to be.
Right.
So it was out of the ordinary, even for India.
Even for India.
Even for Hyderabad, which is where I went. But
so you would like it to take you 14 minutes to get from?
No. Okay. So yeah, I think in some cases that's amazing, because think of the amount of time we'd save. You know, it's 9 hours now, isn't it, to get to the States?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm old-fashioned here.
But I will say, there have been times where I've looked forward to the plane journey more than where I'm going.
Yeah, like that time where you're totally disconnected from the rest of the world. You can read, have a sleep, watch a film. I've got a certain few films that I leave just to watch on planes.
Oh, I get that. Yeah, I get that.
And I look forward to that.
My favourite thing is when like a film's just come out and like you've not had a chance to see it in theatres, and for some reason it's on the plane. Have you ever had that?
I think so. I think coming back from Barbados one time, which makes me sound like when they're on holiday, I hadn't.
No.
Anyway, I think the second Hobbits film was on the plane. I was very excited. So yes, no, I think. But if I'm honest with you, most of the flights I go on are not long haul.
No, okay.
And so I never normally get a flight with like the inbuilt screen.
No, okay, fair enough.
And that upsets me. So it's normally my own devices. But these days, like with your phone, your laptop, whatnot, I don't think it's so crucial to have a flight with the inbuilt.
Having like an iPad or like even your phone, it's not a hardship anymore. Like
no,
but no, I do definitely agree. Like for example, when I've gone on holiday with friends, I've loved every moment from leaving the house, till we come back home, sort of thing. You know. Yeah, and I've really appreciated the journey then. Yeah.
But then if that journey, okay, I think that is a good separation there between going on a holiday with friends or even with family that something you're looking forward to.
Yeah.
You enjoy the journey to get there.
Yeah.
If say I was telling you that you have to go for work to the States.
Oh yeah.
You don't want to travel 9 hours to get to work.
No, I just want to get there. Yeah, absolutely.
But perhaps if you're going on holiday with your friends, you wouldn't mind the flight.
Well, yeah. So I think that's the only separation I've got. But other than that,
just have rockets for work.
Yeah, that'd be great. So if you're going to work, you've got somewhere to be. Get on the rocket. If not, get on the plane.
There we go. We clarified that.
Sorted.
So yeah, sorry, you were saying about SpaceX and
that was it really. You know,
that was it.
I was just very excited to see it. Yeah, it was very cool. We after it launched, because it orbits the Earth 3 times, it actually came over the UK. And if you lived close enough to like the horizon, or I think it's southeast, we had to look. I can't remember, but we could actually see it. No, but you have to look southeast towards the horizon because it's quite low where it would come across, and you could see it shooting across. Yeah, we did. It was really cool.
Oh, nice.
I had someone was arguing with me recently by saying, "Oh, it's just so random. Why have they launched it now?" And I'm like, "Well, you know, it costs millions to get to this point. They weren't just going to wait and redo all the calculations and whatnot to do it later." And she's like, "Yeah, but you know, with everything else going on, blah blah."
Well, yeah. Well, still, why not?
Why not? Yeah.
Imagine if they were carriers and they took it to the International Space Station.
No, well, they go into quarantine, so they wouldn't have. All astronauts go into quarantine before they get on the thing, and nobody talks to them or has contact with them.
Things every day.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool.
Is that always? I guess that's
so
crucial.
After coming back from the moon, those astronauts were put into quarantine as well.
It actually makes total sense.
It does, obviously.
You don't want a moon virus.
Could you imagine a moon virus that could absolutely
That would
decimate the
knock this
population?
Yeah, and knock this thing out of the water, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, clever people.
Yeah. Speaking of this thing,
Okay.
some things are coming back, aren't they?
Yes,
Slowly.
I'm very excited by it. I'm very, very excited.
Tell the lovely people what.
Okay. So the 17th side, Premier League football is coming back.
Awesome.
I know you're not as excited as me.
I'm ecstatic.
See, they did a poll because obviously the argument for bringing it back as quickly as possible was to boost the public's morale.
Okay.
And then they did a poll on it, and guess how many people said that it would boost their morale?
I don't know, like 70% of people.
19%.
90. Oh.
Yeah. So the majority of the country were completely indifferent to football coming back.
But again, it's a poll. You know, it's they could have picked people. They could have been. They could have been. You know,
people.
they could have picked.
You know, probably right. If I'm honest with you.
Really?
I think well.
Would it boost morale for you then?
Yes, for me,
Okay.
because I'm a big football fan, sports fan. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
Except my team, and I want only love in the chat for this. My team is the mighty Arsenal, and we are the first game back, but it's against the champions, Manchester City. So it's probably going to be a rude awakening for us. But
It's going to be a bloodbath.
Even though I'm anticipating quite a horrific loss,
yeah,
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm excited to see the loss.
Okay.
That's
when you know
the level I've got to. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's been over 3 months now without football, so I'm ready for it.
There you go. I mean, all the sports that I watch have. Yeah. This is weird. I don't know if you know about this, but you know, Formula One.
I love Formula One too, but yeah.
IndyCar and all that stuff. It's all gone on. It's all virtual now.
What would
in like Sims? Yeah.
So.
Which, you know, obviously you can't do that with football and FIFA.
Well, at the beginning they were doing a lot of esports type stuff.
Yeah.
But not obviously the same as what Formula One was doing. But from what I could tell, the Formula One virtual stuff has just kind of been a bit of fun, hasn't it?
So there's been two sort of camps of this. The Formula One, which is pretty lighthearted, excuse me. And you know, they've had like celebrities and YouTubers driving. They've had like
Captain was on there.
Yeah, and they've had like professional drivers like Lando Norris, Charles Leclerc, and Gasly and stuff like that. And
the
younger ones. But then again, you know, Lando Norris, he streams stuff anyway. That's what he does in his spare time. So that's been sort of cool to see, but you know, it is quite just for the fun of it. Just to give you something to watch. It wasn't really a replacement, but there was. You probably won't have heard about this so much, but you know, IndyCar.
Yeah.
It's similar to Formula One, but like they have two specs. They'll do tracks and they'll do oval racing.
The oval one is odd to me, but yes.
Yeah. So they brought the oval one back, and the way that they sort of pitched it was that it was a genuine alternative. I know that sounds weird. So they had the virtual. So they did it in iRacing, and they had all of the same drivers that they would have had, and they had some others like Lando Norris, who's still a professional driver, doing the race. And basically, there was a bit of a mess because one of the drivers deliberately took out Lando Norris.
Right.
And he's been given a lot of flack for it because, you know, some people saw this as a genuine sort of replacement. Well, and some people saw it as just a game. So I don't know.
Poor internet connection.
I don't know.
That will affect
that will affect it.
Yeah.
But you know,
I think it should just still be considered a bit of fun while we can't watch the actual thing.
I think Formula One did it better where it was more, it's for fun and something to watch. but obviously they can't do it with football. So how is it going to work? I'm assuming there's going to be no fans in person.
No fans. No fans for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
It's been really well, not drafted, but the Premier League have had a good. They were able to watch the Bundesliga in Germany.
Yeah.
They've done it quite successfully for like last month.
Okay.
They've been back, so everyone's tested regularly at the games. There's only obviously the players and the staff and a few of the hierarchy up watching.
Yeah.
Obviously, it really changes the atmosphere.
Of course, yeah.
But you're still seeing quite high quality football.
Mm-hmm.
But what's actually quite groundbreaking, I should say, about what the Premier League coming back now,
yeah,
is that they're kind of dubbing it like a World Cup style event, because for the first time, all of the Premier League matches are going to be, you're going to be able to watch all of them.
Right.
So,
okay.
So currently, you maybe get a selection of 2, 3, maybe 4 of the matches each weekend.
Yeah.
And they're all on behind pay to view.
Yeah.
Systems like Sky, BT. Whereas now you're still going to have a few on Sky and BT, but also YouTube, I think, Amazon Prime, and the big one is BBC.
Oh wow, okay.
So obviously, I think I could be wrong, but I'm thinking like 2 or 3 matches a week are going to be on BBC.
Wow,
So
okay. And not just on the weekends?
No, and so there's still 92 matches to be played in the season.
Wow, okay.
And they're wanting to get it done, because normally, obviously, once a week you have a game, or maybe sometimes twice.
Yeah.
But from what I can tell, the plan is for there to always be at least 2, maybe 3 games for a team to play per week, because they want to get it done.
Yeah.
By around the beginning of August. So if they're starting late June,
yeah,
it's really, that's cramming a lot in when they still had 2.5 months. I think they're trying to fit 2.5 months into 5 to 6 weeks. So
is that not going to be tough on the players?
Well, that's the thing. Like, it's not even like, I think it'd be tough on the players, even if they would come out of, they've been playing and were properly match fit. They've had longer than a normal summer break.
Yeah.
So, but they're changing the rules. This is the other thing. So you normally have 3 substitutions per match.
Yeah.
You're now allowed 5.
Right. Fair enough.
To help with the fitness. At least that's what they've been doing in the Bundesliga.
Okay.
And that seems to have worked out quite well. And from what I can tell from the Bundesliga, like 3-4 matches into it, they now look a lot more match ready and sharp.
Okay.
But it probably will kill the players.
But I think when you're playing at this level, you're going to be sort of keeping fit even in lockdown.
They were supposed to, yeah.
Yeah.
All of the interviews they had with the players, it's like they're still going to do 1-2 hours of fitness every day, and they're being really well.
And most of these players, they're going to be able to be in a position to have the equipment to do that and the space properly. Yeah. So it should be fine.
It's quite like us simpletons where we can only go outside and risk our lives running around with the public. I think they've got home gyms and so on.
Yeah, so they should. Well, you'd think, but then again, I think being in lockdown does weird things to your motivation.
Well, it certainly has to mine, but I would imagine if I was getting paid $100,000 a week to just have to go for a run every day, I would probably find the motivation to do it.
But then again, I'm paying $27,000 to get my degree, and it's the last 2 essays, and I can't bring myself to do it. So
that's very true. You're right about that. But maybe there's a separate motivation, like your essays aren't going to be played in front of millions of people.
No. Oh yeah, very, very true. Well, they are pretty good though, so
they should be.
Yeah,
they should be read to the millions. But you don't really want to be a fat bastard running out in front of millions.
Oh no, God, no, yeah. There's lots going on. There's different motivation, absolutely. Yeah.
But talking about motivations, there's a big argument to say that this isn't actually, as I just told you the stats, it's only 90% of people really want the football back. It's not just for the boosting of morale. Yeah. It is purely financial reasons why they've got to get this season back and running, even if it is behind closed doors.
Of course.
I actually, for once, I'm prepared with a statistic. Unbelievable, I know.
I'm shocked.
They're saying that if they were just to scrap the season now, which they have done in Belgium, Holland, and in France, if they did the same here in the UK, the clubs as a whole will lose over 762 million.
Wow.
Through having to owe it back to the TV companies.
That's a lot.
So At the big clubs, your Arsenal, your Liverpool's, your Man
They're going to be
United,
okay.
sometimes
Yeah.
it's tough. It's a hit, but they'll get through it.
Yeah.
But even just your smaller Premier League clubs, that is a huge sum to be, coming out of their wallets. Yeah, so like even the big clubs like Arsenal and so on, they've had to let go of part-time staff, scouting staff. So it's been a real financial disaster for football clubs. So this is just to kind of tide them over. Even so, like we're playing behind closed doors, purely for Arsenal. That's 25% of their revenue gone.
That's madness.
Matchday revenue really does support the club. So this is just so it's not a complete disaster. Get these games done, get it finished. But the question is, do you risk the fitness of players? Because a lot of players have come out and said they don't feel safe to do so.
I mean, we are easing lockdown restrictions, and
it is a job at the end of the day.
It is a job at the end of the day, yeah, absolutely. But again, it is to do with their health, and for a football player, that is kind of everything. In terms of their livelihood.
Well, for me, like there's a player called Troy Deeney who plays for Watford.
Okay.
And he's just had a 5-month-old baby, and the baby has respiratory issues.
Okay.
And so he's refused to go into training.
Okay.
Just for the risk of him picking up something and potentially the baby.
Yeah.
And so I think that's completely fair enough. And actually, he was completely justified because after the first round, so when they first came back to training a few weeks ago,
okay,
they did a 800 odd tests.
Oh, for current, for the virus.
And there was only across all the clubs, so that was all the players, all the support staff, medical assistant coaches, they were all tested. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And across all the clubs in the Premier League, out 768, I don't know, 6 cases came back positive.
Right. Okay.
And 3 or 4 of those 6 were from Watford.
Brilliant. Right.
So,
okay. Yeah.
Obviously, he had the foresight to not come in. That was the most
That's good then,
risky club.
Yeah.
So my point is, if they have, or maybe the player themselves has some kind of medical risk to them if they were to play.
Yeah.
I completely understand why they wouldn't want
Absolutely.
to.
Yeah.
But I mean, okay, this is difficult because I'm obviously coming from myself, who I've had to work throughout this whole period at the supermarket.
Of course.
And I understand. I also understand why there's been people at my supermarket who have taken voluntary furlough during the period for health risk reasons.
Okay.
Totally get that.
Yeah.
But I never had a question to myself. I actually thought I didn't want to work at the supermarket, but
no.
I felt it was important for me to do so.
Because you were able to, yeah.
Yeah, and on a little way, because I'm in the demographic who are supposedly less risky to the effects of the virus.
Yeah.
And so I guess my point to the footballers would be, it will save, it won't just be, boosting to us football fans to see them, but as I said to you with the financial side, it will save a lot of people's jobs underneath them if they are to pull off these games.
That's true. I mean,
so for them, I would be playing if I was them.
If I mean, put it this way, even let's take that poll that you talked about earlier, 19%. Brexit was voted for by 24% of the population.
Well, now you've just
voted. No, but I'm just saying that's a massive change, and 24% of the population is actually a massive number. Yeah, it's not like a majority.
Still one.
But it's exactly. I think it does make a difference. But I do absolutely get what you're saying, because I completely understand, like, if it was medically bound that they couldn't play or they wouldn't play.
Yeah.
But because they have a lot more resting on their shoulders than just themselves. And let's be honest, they're less likely to have respiratory issues playing football at that level, and
and
some of them are very young.
Tested regularly. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
They're probably in a more secure environment than the rest of us.
True.
Because not just them, but the whole environment around them is being tested constantly every few days.
Yeah.
So it's probably a safer environment to be in.
True.
Football, actually.
True. And Boris did say unlimited exercise. So.
And yes, he did.
So You
it
should
fits under
oblige.
that. I was surprised. There was a stage where I thought the season was going to get cancelled.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised to hear it come back. To be honest,
And
considering
Arsenal,
other countries have.
Yes, but France is maybe the exception. But all the top 4 leagues in Europe, that being in the UK, the Premier League, Bundesliga in Germany, La Liga in Spain, and the Serie A in Italy, they are all making plans to come back.
They are, okay.
And so France is probably the 5th biggest one, and they have decided to cancel the rest of the season.
Right, okay.
If you look at these other countries, Spain, especially Spain and Italy, they've been hit, maybe not just as hard as us, but nearly as hard as we have, especially Italy.
Yeah, definitely.
And they've realised the benefits and how important it is to get back to football and finish the season.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, financially, it's a big deal as well. For governments, it brings in a lot of revenue as well in terms of tax and stuff as well.
Yeah,
it's not just these clubs that are going to benefit, all the football fans that are going to benefit. There's going to be a lot of spillover effect and benefits for other people.
Absolutely. Obviously, the normal spillover effect of the pubs and the hotels near the grounds, they're not going to have that, because that is the main.
No.
Some of these like businesses around the ground, it's the whole way that they sustain themselves throughout the whole year is home matches.
Yeah.
So obviously they're not getting that right now, but
nowhere is. No hotels getting tons of business. No pubs are open. So
no, you're right. Everyone's in the same boat.
Everyone's in the same boat. But we need to keep some things going and start reintroducing. So I think this is a positive measure in some form.
I think. Well, like I say, I'm biased. I'm happy it's coming back. Although Arsenal were doing so badly this year, I was quite happy to see it all scrapped.
You're like, oh, it's fine. We'll come back next year. We'll be better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that was me about a month ago. Now another month down the line, and I am very happy to see some football come back.
Good stuff. That's good stuff.
Yes, and maybe as we're talking about things that are coming back, Si,
excellent segue.
Maybe we should go on to the onto the main part of the podcast, which is supposed to be what we're looking forward to coming back. Now, the easing of restrictions are coming, and I guess we've got to point out that we're talking about this as long as there's no second wave.
Of course.
So yes, what are we looking forward to? Or what? And this maybe we should frame it more as like 1 or 2 things that we can't wait to do.
Can't wait to do.
Now
can't wait to see your face, Cameron, in person.
Gee, wow, I can't. But in a genuine sense,
yeah,
it's been tough not being able to see your friends. And
absolutely.
Family members during this period. Because over bloody internet, I dislike the internet anyway. To be honest with you,
you've said many times. Yeah,
it's horrendous. So it's been more of a faff than it's worth sometimes to try and get these calls. But even though they have been vital, but I can't wait for us to be in the same room,
recording this properly. Yeah.
Yes. And then try and get some of our videos out and so on. But not even video sent, Si. Just so me and you can.
I mean, on a personal that would be awesome. But on something that I really want to do is I really, really, really want to celebrate my birthday, because I didn't get to this year, and I know we talked about it last year, but last podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I really missed out. And
your birthday celebration.
My birthday celebrations. Will
you do a separate birthday party or something?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I don't know how or if I can actually celebrate for this year, maybe. But I don't know. I would have liked to, because I was really looking forward to that. That was what was getting me through that bit of uni, that period. I was like, oh, I'm gonna look forward to this, and then I've only got this much of uni left, and then I've got summer.
Okay. Well,
and
maybe.
Then but
there's going to be a lot of people.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Not had the chance to celebrate, so maybe there'll be one big celebration.
Maybe. I'm speaking on behalf of all of us that have had birthdays missed in lockdown, yeah. So that's one of them, and the Other one is I'd like to go somewhere. Maybe I don't know.
Well, I'm supposed to be going to Greece at the end of August,
Okay.
and I've been always quietly optimistic that it should be fine.
Okay.
Because Greece desperate for the tourists,
Yeah.
and we, I think, are on the right path to being let out of the country.
I think so too. Yeah.
But just got some bad news the other day that actually the hotel that we're supposed to be at, which we go to nearly every year,
Yeah.
is actually, and they're quite, how do I put it? If it's the last resort for them to close, they've actually closed for this year.
Oh, bloody hell. Okay.
Because I think they just had so many cancellations from around the world.
Yeah.
And so that's been quite like, oh dang, like this is really.
Yeah.
We are having to reconsider whether we're going to go somewhere else. Or
Okay.
either save the money or so on. But as you can imagine, it's been really the thing that's been getting us through this lockdown period. Is at the end of the summer, no matter what we'll be able to get away to Greece.
Yeah.
So that was a real shame because I'm in the exact same boat as you. I just want to get out of this area because as much as I actually do love Kent and Southeast England,
yeah,
that's where we've been stuck for the last few months. So
yeah,
I'd like to get out of it.
Same, I agree completely.
But
if you had to go on holiday elsewhere, where would you go after lockdown specifically? Is there anywhere that you've seen on your Instagram feed that's made you go, oh yeah?
Oh, there's plenty of places. Are we talking like close or far away?
So let's say you can't get out of the country and you have to go somewhere within the country.
Within the UK?
Within the UK.
So yeah, no, if I remember going on holiday in the UK,
yeah,
it has to be Cornwall for me. There's not really anywhere else I think I'd want to go to.
Fair enough.
The beaches, Eden Project.
What a place. I would like to go to Cornwall because when I went, I was a little nipper. I don't remember it. Nipper. But if 22, because you already said that, I'm not going to copy you. Okay. I think I've already said this to you. Yeah, I don't want to go somewhere with you.
No.
I want to go to Scotland and do the NC 500, the road trip.
That would be cool. Yeah,
I'd like to do that and document it, of course. That could be a challenge.
It'll be excellent. Isn't and I think the summer, even though normally people don't really associate Scotland with a summer destination,
cracking place in summer.
But I think, especially doing that kind of road trip, that would be excellent.
What would be the challenge?
What would be the challenge?
The NC 500 Scotland.
Can we?
Sorry for putting you on the spot, but
yeah, no, you put me massively on the spot here. I want it to be something with kilts.
Kilts.
Yeah, something with kilts. Whatever we do, it has to be while wearing a kilt.
Well, okay. This is going to sound really, really ignorant at best. Okay.
Okay. At best.
Do you not wear any? I'm sure you're allowed to wear underwear under a kilt, right?
I think it's against the law to wear underwear while wearing a kilt.
Okay. Are you pulling my leg?
No, I think everything must hang free.
Must hang free. I don't know about that, but I'm just about to Google this.
You're about to Google it. I think the usual thing is to not wear underwear.
Wait, oh my god. Under a kilt. Traditionally, men would not wear any underwear while wearing a kilt. And many still don't. According to yourkilt.com, no underwear tradition started in Scottish Highland regions. Anyway, that's answered that. I was going to suggest if the answer to that was no, you can wear underwear. I'd I don't know, attempt to cycle the NC 500.
I think that would be sacrilege to cycle it. You have to drive it on that road.
Do you think?
Yeah, you have to really experience that to the fullest.
Maybe we can do that one day as a challenge. If you can think of a challenge for that, let us know.
Yeah, if they can think of a challenge, even better.
Let you know. Oh wait, have
They
you
might
thought of
fall
one?
back.
Have you thought of one?
Well, other than a race type thing,
Yeah, we do like a good race though, don't we?
we do like good race, but we don't normally do a car versus car race because you are a much quicker driver than me.
Well, that and where's the the excitement?
Exactly.
If you're just in a car and realistically one of you is going to be in front, one of you is going to be behind, and that's sort of how it's going to stay.
Yeah.
Because you're on a road, you're on a public road. You're not going to be speeding. We don't speed here.
No.
Um,
I'll think something.
I'll think of something. Okay, cool. Sorry for hijacking the conversation like that, getting you to think of ideas.
Well, don't ever make me think of ideas. So you know that's not what we do.
I know. I you're the face of this operation. I'm the brains.
I think you're both, to be honest.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway.
That's compliments are overflowing. Anyway.
So let's say we're allowed outside of the UK, but not far. You're not allowed to go outside of Europe.
Okay. Strange.
And you're allowed to go somewhere you've not been before in Europe. Where are you going?
Somewhere I've not been in Europe before.
Mm-hmm.
Europe.
Also.
Oh, there's more conditions.
Yeah, there's more. Because we are very aware of what's happened across Europe with the virus.
Okay.
You're not allowed to go to these main destinations like to Spain and Italy, Germany, France, who have had a really disastrous time with the virus because let's just say that there's still issues with getting into those countries.
Or we're just being careful or whatever it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
so you're
cool.
going to a more off the beaten track country.
Off the beaten track. I don't know anything about this country other than my housemate in Canterbury comes from it. Lithuania, no idea. Maybe
Lithuania.
Maybe, why not?
Has he told you about Lithuania and what's wonderful about it?
He doesn't really talk to us much, so no.
So you have literally no reasoning other than someone who's come from there.
Yeah, and he liked it, and he's a cool guy.
Okay, so all right. So Lithuania.
Can I change? Can I? Oh, that's the first thing that popped into my head. I might.
Yeah, so go for it. You want to change your mind?
I would like. Well, I won't change my mind because Lithuania might be an amazing place. I mean, it probably is.
It most definitely is.
It's a different country, it's going to be different, and you should go to as many countries as you can. I think
you can. I hear a but coming though.
Sorry,
I hear a but coming.
A but? No but. It's more of a secondary option.
Okay.
I've never been to any of the Scandinavian countries, so I'd like to do that at some point.
All right. So which one of the Scandinavian countries?
I sway towards Sweden, just because I don't know, it's Sweden, IKEA.
And
the ladies, but I just think European women.
IKEA mainly.
But IKEA mainly, no. My friends went to Stockholm and they said that they had a really good time, so I'd like to go to Stockholm.
Okay. Cool.
What about you? Under these very specific parameters.
Yes. See, for me, if it's a summer holiday, I want some kind of a coastline.
Okay.
So potentially like a Croatia. I don't know if this one's it's too close to Spain, but like never been to Portugal. I've always wanted to go to Lisbon.
Okay.
So maybe I don't know, maybe not. Also Scandinavia, but this isn't really summer. Iceland, I'd love to go to Iceland.
Iceland would be cool.
No, let's go for a Croatia, I'd say.
I'd love to go for Croatia. One of my friends from uni is from Croatia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's a lovely lady.
Oh, is she? Yeah.
She is.
I'd love to go to is it Dubrovnik, where they filmed all of King's Landing's scenes in Game of Thrones?
Dubrovnik. Is that where it is?
I believe so.
Okay.
Check it up. Check it up.
Check it up. Okay, cool. Let's.
We only like straight facts on this podcast. So
Yeah, well, but we're very fast and loose with that. But
yeah.
where
I think it was Dubrovnik.
landing filmed. Dubrovnik nailed it in one. Look at that.
Big brain camera.
Big brain time.
But maybe Croatia's still kind of an obvious choice in a way.
I mean,
so I might even go off again. I'm going to go off the beaten track again. So
okay, go for it.
I'm doing it. Admittedly, it's very close. It's close to Croatia.
Okay.
But it is still technically, I think it's technically in the Mediterranean still. And that is Albania.
Albania. Oh.
Yeah.
Albania. That'd be amazing.
I have a feeling some of these countries are like like rough diamond versions of like a Greece or a Croatia.
Do you think?
Like they haven't had the tour, or these countries, especially these Balkan countries that were under the Soviet rule for so many years.
Yeah.
And communism rule and so on. And they might still be. I'm not sure. Anyway, but like tourism hasn't really hit there yet. But they've got so many natural beauties.
They really do. Yeah.
Areas which have not been, are yet to be tapped into.
Yeah.
And it's probably in a financial way going to be cheaper than other countries as well to go to.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so yeah, I'm going to throw out an Albania.
Albania.
I know because I watched my hero Simon Reeve. He went to Albania, and they have like a very nice natural reserve for bird life. There you are.
And you love birds, don't you?
Not really,
but
it looked nice and it looked cool. So there we go, Albania. You're going to Stockholm. I'm going to a bird life sanctuary in Albania.
Actually, I'm going to Lithuania. I've decided. I'm going to commit to my first answer. I'm going to go to Lithuania.
We're definitely going off the beaten track then.
We are. We've got to do that. We've got to do justice. These countries might be amazing.
Well, that could be some kind of challenge. Something in Albania compared to Lithuania.
Absolutely. I'm interested.
There we are.
You heard it here first. I'm not sure if you wanted to hear it or ever wanted to hear it, but you've got it.
You've got it.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Not a very smooth segue, but moving on.
Oh, okay.
To some questions that we've received from you guys.
Yes, and again, we always say thank you very much for these questions. Please keep sending them in.
Please do.
We want as many as possible, and we'll get to them as soon as we can.
And as always said, we will try and reply to you guys anyway, even if we don't use them in the podcasts.
Yeah.
If they're sort of advicey questions and stuff that we can actually answer, then we definitely will.
Yes.
So this is one of those. Do you want to do yours first, or shall I go first? Because mine's a bit.
I'll go first.
Okay.
We have a question from Ben.
Okay.
And let me have a look. And he asks, "What has been our go-to Netflix series during lockdown?"
Good conversation, that is.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know? Well,
I've the thing is, I've gone between lots of stuff. So if you go first, I'll have a moment.
Okay. Well, okay. So I'm sorry, Ben, if you when you asked, it did say Netflix, but
okay.
I haven't really watched too many series on Netflix over the lockdown. What I have done is watched a series on Amazon Prime, so I'm hoping this is allowed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm gonna get, I'm a boring man, I know I am, but there was a documentary series called The Test.
Okay.
And it followed the Australian cricket team.
Of course.
Did you hear about the ball tampering scandal, Si?
Yeah.
So it followed them ever since that point to the end of when they played the Ashes over here last summer.
Mm-hmm.
And they did very well. And I think even not just for a cricket fan, but someone who likes kind of the inner workings and drama of a sports team, I guess. It was the most in-depth look I've had behind a professional cricket team.
Okay.
And obviously as a huge cricket lover, it was a brilliant series through lockdown for me. Really, really interesting to see how how people's relationships were during that time of real adversity in the Australian cricket team as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
And they were allowed basically all areas, the documentary team.
You don't really get that usually with sports documentaries.
No, not sports teams. But actually, kind of along the same theme, I do have a Netflix series that I love. You might have seen this one as well. And I know it's sport and behind the scenes and all this stuff again, but I do love it. Is Drive to Survive on Netflix?
That was going to be mine.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, that's fine. That was so. I watched 2 episodes of that when it first came out, season 1. Right. But obviously, I'd watched all the races, so it was sort of like, oh, I don't know if I'll be interested. But I did really like it, but I just didn't have time to finish it.
Okay.
But I came back to it in lockdown, and I really do love it.
Have you done both? Have you seen both series?
I've seen both series now.
If I'm honest with you, I've just spoken about how good the test series was on Amazon. But if anything, I think the Drive to Survive one was actually better. Obviously, I love cricket more than Formula 1, but I think the actual documentary was better because I think you get more access actually in the Drive to Survive one. Really behind the scenes.
Well, I was about to say that, like, you don't expect them to be mic'd up when they're talking about. I can't remember where it was. I think it was. I can't remember which season it is, or what race, or even who it was at this point. But you hear them argue, and you hear him like slam doors and stuff, which you just don't expect to hear.
Good. It was the Haas team. It was in the.
It was Haas. Yeah, of course it was.
It was Magnussen. Slam door. The Gunther's like, did you effing slam my door?
No,
he slammed my door.
He broke it. He broke the door.
Yeah, I know. And then he went to it, and then like Magnussen was like, it was the wind took the door when I was trying to shut it or something. That was my favourite moment from the whole series.
I think my favourite moment of the entire series, last episode, last few scenes, they're going through different interviews. And like Kimi Räikkönen, a man who's been just not present in any of this, pops up last moment. It's just like, it's more of a hobby for me.
Yeah, I know.
It's just, what a guy. It really is.
He's a lad, yeah.
Such a gangster.
He's just been given his last race that he won with Ferrari was in 2018, the USA Grand Prix.
Yeah.
And Ferrari have just given to him as like a present, I guess, the car he won that in.
Of course.
They delivered it to his house.
Brilliant. Why not?
Ferrari, just Formula 1 Ferrari car.
Why not?
What a guy. In the backyard.
Would you? Well, yeah, I was going to say it would be cool to drive around, but I don't think that's very feasible.
No. I don't think you'll be able to drive it around, but just have it out. Be like, that's my Formula 1 car. I won the race in it.
They are ridiculously expensive, those things. Especially, so I went to the Porsche Museum. This is again off on the tangent, but that's what we do. Went to the Porsche Museum in Stuttgart, and they had some race-winning cars. And if they win races and they're left unclean and like full of like scars and rubber all over them, they're worth more.
Really?
Yeah, they're worth more. So the people don't touch them. So I have a picture. I'll see if I can put it on screen now. And you can see all like the handprints, and like it's still like dusty, and it's got hot rubber marks that have just come up from tires and various other cars. And they leave it like that because it's how it won.
How much? If I've got bags of money here.
Okay.
How much is it setting me back?
What do you mean? For what though? Because it's to
buy a Formula 1 car.
Formula 1 car.
For my back garden.
So I don't think we're going to actually get like a number. I don't think they pop up for sale very often.
That is a shame.
Hold on, let's put it on.
How much does it cost to make one?
I know for a fact roughly that the carbon fiber on it is something like per kilo, something like $300. So that's just a carbon fiber. Let's have how much is a Formula 1 car worth? quite simply, F1 cars cost as much as a team is willing to spend on it. In 2018, Ferrari and Mercedes both spent over 400 million, excluding engine operations. How much does a Formula One car cost? So to build one, according to this website, $7.7 million to build one.
So I'm feeling that it's going to be 10 to 15 million to buy one.
Yeah, and I think if it won a race, or if it was the car that was used to win a season, it could be more than that. It could be double that, triple that, maybe.
I don't know if I can stretch that. So
yeah, no. 1 or 2 million, completely reasonable. Anything beyond that, come on, you're asking too much.
If people keep downloading the podcast and watching it and stuff on YouTube, who knows?
Yeah, we'll buy a Challenge Co Formula One car, and we can all have a part in it.
Oh, you heard that Williams is selling their Formula One team?
Yeah, which is a shame.
Challenge Co Formula One team.
Challenge Co Formula One team. We'd just be called Challenge.
Challenge.
The Challenge. Because it just flows a little bit better, doesn't it? Or does it Challenge Co? No, Challenge Co works as well, actually.
Challenge Co Formula One team.
Challenge Co Formula. I've spent a lot of time in the sim, so I can drive.
Well, I was about to say I've seen you drive. I've been in the car when you drive, and you're basically a Formula One driver in waiting anyway.
I like to think I am.
So that's sorted. We know what we're doing with our massive earnings whenever we get them.
Yeah. There's been lots of promises, haven't there?
There's been lots of promises which, if
they're dependent on you guys listening and watching this podcast.
Yes. So. I don't know what's more outlandish, though, Si. Us getting Tom Cruise on the podcast or us owning Formula One team.
I think at this point, because of what we said last week, and if you want to watch that, go to last week's podcast. It's probably a more reasonable bet that we'd have a Formula One team and operate a Formula One team than Tom Cruise coming on the podcast.
Yeah.
Tom, I'm saying Tom like I know him, Mr. Cruise. Please feel free to prove us wrong, and come on the podcast. But I think the Formula One team is a better option at this point.
Says a lot.
Moving on.
Moving on.
I have a question from Jack. This is off his Instagram, I think, or an email. I can't remember now. Do you have any regrets about university? And does it specify in what regard?
Yes. Yes. For me, when I joined, I was pretty nervous about meeting new people, which is the whole point of bloody university.
Yeah.
So I kind of just stuck to what I was good at, which was, well, debatable, but that was cricket.
Okay.
So I went to the Freshers' Fair, which is where you have all your different societies asking you to sign up and so on.
Yeah.
And I signed up for quite a few. But in the end, I only went to the Cricket Society.
Right.
And then the more I got into that, joined the committee and stuff, I went into university with the ambition of, it's like a mechanism, a way of getting me to where I want to be. Right. I wanted to get the best grade I could possible academically, and then from there have like the best experience of my life traveling and so on and so forth, which is what I'm supposed to be doing after this master's. That's what I promised myself. Okay. But with this bloody virus, who knows? But anyway, which I was wrong. Okay. I kind of just put all my energy into academic stuff, and I thought my socializing in that outside of university was purely the cricket. Okay. And so I only had those two sets of people, really. I had my course, which I love all these people, but my course friends and my cricket friends. Okay. There are so many wide-ranging things you can do at university, and the fact I didn't even tap into one new thing, I'm really disappointed about. If I had my time again, I'd like to think that I'd be confident enough this time round to join another society, learn something different, meet a completely new bunch of people that I wouldn't have done if I hadn't done that. So, do you think that you've made that change now
coming out of uni that if you were to do university again, you would be more confident? Like, are you sure of that?
No.
No. Okay.
I say
it's
I'm
just.
not being honest. Like,
No. That's fine. That's fine.
I say it like I'd love to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, I'd definitely be more inclined to do it.
Okay.
But I hate being new at places. It's a really bad trait that I have. I really hate it.
Yeah. I get that.
So if I can avoid it, I will. And it's something that I want to grow out of.
This is a bit of a personal note just on that. I don't really like being new at a place because it's usually I'm new and I'm also the only person who's coloured, right?
Okay, well,
so so going to secondary school, that was quite difficult. So it was just weird for me then. But I think at university
how
that really.
You then, would you say?
I think it pushes me to be more confident.
Okay.
Because after all my life I've been the same skin color, but that, I can't change that. I can change who I am, personality wise, and how I project myself. No. But
But was it the same at uni? Because of course at uni.
No. So this is what I was about to say. I felt so much more comfortable at university than I did going into secondary school, which I thought was weird.
No, that's good.
But yeah, no, I that's a good one. I think doing more new things because I didn't do anything new at university.
Well, that's my big regret from university. Okay, so what is your big regret aside from university?
My big regret. Excuse me. My big regret is probably. It's probably quite similar to yours in that like I wish I just made more friends, because the friends that I did make, like, yeah, they're great people, but
it sounds like you got friends all over the place, now.
I do. I have made friends. But for example, when I look at other people that I go to university with, like they made like a lot closer bonds,
right?
And I feel like mine are a lot more superficial. I think.
Okay. You're still stuck with me all these years.
I'm still stuck with you. God damn it.
That is a bad indictment of how your university went.
But no, I did make some friends that I know that I would probably will be like talking to intermittently. Mm-hmm. But there's just no one that. So, for example, my friend Sam, like he's made like a lot of really good friends.
Right.
And for example, it wouldn't surprise me if he thought about moving in with them next year or something.
Okay.
I don't think I made friends on that sort of level because again, I sort of focused on my course,
right? And
all of my friends were people from my course. So it was if we were talking, it was usually about work.
Okay. But what I would say is taking silver linings out of it. That if you did focus on the course and you enjoyed the course and hopefully do well out of it, then that should set you up for the rest of your life. That's the way I was thinking about it anyway. We hope. Probably won't happen.
We shall see.
We'll talk about things that might happen. Hopefully, we'll be back in a week's time.
We will be. No, I am sure of this. I'm sure of this.
You sure of this?
I'm absolutely sure.
Hold you to that. And hopefully we might have some other type videos coming out for you in the near future.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Please keep following and sending us messages and all of the usual.
I'm sure there'll be a link somewhere.
But really, all we want is your feedback and you all talking to us. We don't really care about the subs and stuff.
No, but if you want to,
feel free if you want to. But
I think we should stress that actually. No, if you want to,
if you want to, absolutely. But
turn the notification bell on YouTube if you're there.
But
so that when we upload.
Please send us messages. That's what we want.
That is key. We want.
We're starved of attention. That's all it is, and that's why we're doing this.
Precisely.
I think that's been a good episode, though. I've had fun filming it. I won't have fun editing it.
Yeah, enjoy that. I'm so happy I don't know how to edit yet.
Wait till lockdown finishes, buddy.
Well, that's the thing. That if you're asking for a silver lining about lockdown, that's fine.
Not having to edit these videos or the highlights or the podcast itself. That's fine.
Yes.
But yeah, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you all.
We shall see you next week.
See you next week.
You let me fall.